Hello, this is Jenny McGarvey, and I am going to share with you how I planned in the new student edition of the Happy Planner. I'm going to be using the Brilliant Year one, but they are both the same, so it's not like they're any different. And you'll get a little peek at the inside of this edition also, which is super exciting. I am going to be using the last week in January 2017 and the first week of February 2017. To be perfectly honest, I just wanted something different. I was ready for a change. So I decided, hey, why not break out one of these weeks for next year, since I have several 2017 planners and I won't be missing this particular one. As you can see, here's a tiny little look at the inside of the planner as I flip forward looking for that week that I'm going to use. It's really beautiful. I love it. The boxes are huge. There's so much room for writing, and the weekends just have that beautiful little watercolor, and it's just really gorgeous. I'm absolutely super excited. Now, as you can see, the dates are the same for this week in May and June as they are in January and February 2017. So I'm just going to pull that out. I will eventually cover the January/February with washi tape that's in the upper left-hand corner. I just haven't done that yet, and it's no big deal to me if I have that there. But I just wanted to make sure that you guys understood that I will cover that up because the dates are actually the same. As you can see, I am pulling stickers out of that little pouch. It's by Kaiser Craft. It's a heavy, durable plastic, and then it's got a zipper at the top. And it's where I store most of my smaller stickers that are under, say, 5 by 8. And there is the Pilot permanent pen that I use to write on glossy stickers, which this particular pencil sticker is. It's by a Sticky Monster on Etsy, and it's just been a real favorite of mine. I'll be switching to a different pencil sticker once that sheet is gone, but for now I am going to use those last few. Now, I store my Scraptastic Club stickers in a different way in an Avery Elle pouch, a storage pouch. I have them broken up by different types of stickers. So these small ones, like the teardrops and the arrows and the flags, all go in one pouch. It's just so that I can more easily find what I'm looking for and a little bit more quickly. It's hard when they're all lumped together to find the exact sticker that I'm looking for in a timely fashion. Now, this is one of my favorite techniques, is to use this little arrow sticker pointing to either a different sticker or a stamp. And in this case, I'm going to use an icon stamp from Scraptastic Club. And you're going to get a little peek inside of my Happy Planner storage pouch. In that clear pocket, I store all of my little ink pads, the small VersaFine or the small Versacolor ink pads. And I keep them in there for planning on the go, and honestly just a nice tidy place to keep all of those small ink pads. Because they are so hard, they're so tiny, it's hard to find a place and a way for them to stay neatly. But that does the trick for me and keeps them all together and easy to get one out that I need at that particular time. Now, Monday, there aren't too many different activities for me as it's a day off. Here in the US, it's Memorial Day, and that also influences my color scheme for this particular week, which is a red, white, and blue color scheme. And as I've mentioned before, that's mostly how I go about choosing my themes for the week, is color-based. I usually pick a couple of colors to color the layout. And I do understand it's not for everyone. People like to use different colors and those sorts of things, but or themes or whatnot. But for me, color seems to work best because that's sort of how I tie everything together. And for the seasons, how they are, just how they work in my brain is sort of color as opposed to a particular decorative sticker or whatnot. Now, again, I'm not saying that I wouldn't use a decorative sticker to determine the theme of my week. It's just that it's not the way that I am naturally drawn to it. Now, as you can see, I store all of my Libby and Company stickers in that Erin Condren clutch I had gotten a couple of years ago, and it's very functional for that size sticker sheet, and it helps me be able to find the stickers that I'm looking for quickly, and it keeps them really neat and tidy and organized, which is a huge thing for me. I love to keep things orderly, and in the way that they work best for me. And so that works differently for everyone. Everyone's got their own way of organizing things and for being able to find them, and this just works for me, as along with those Avery L little storage pockets, which are wonderful for me for organizing my Scraptastic Club stickers. Now, the middle of this week is really super busy, and it's just completely awesome in terms of so much going on. But let's be clear, you don't even get an entire peek because I've had to go back and add things after the fact that weren't scheduled, and it's really crazy. So as you can see, I love a mixture of stamps and stickers and just writing on the page for my different events and activities. It really keeps things varied. I don't like using the exact same things over and over, and I say this every week in my videos. I just want it to be abundantly clear that I don't like everything to be matchy-matchy. I like things to have their own flair. So that's why you'll see that I use a wide range of products each week, and I think that that can be a little overwhelming for some people to have so much variety, but then also basically I use everything I own every week. And I know that that can be a lot to search through all of those things. But because I do that, I have a pretty good grasp on where all of the things are and what I can reach for. Now, as you can see, I use the top two sections of the planner for my activities and events, and then I keep that bottom section blank because that's where I put my to-dos for each day. I find that not every single day has room, an entire box for to-dos, but some days I really have a ton of things to get done, and so that box makes it super easy for me to create my to-do lists and my check marks for all of the things that I need to get done. And this system works really well for me. Typically, I like to work from morning to evening, from top to bottom, and then my to-dos in that bottom section. And it really helps keep me focused and organized. Now, in this, for a particular way doesn't work because I end up adding all of these things where there's blank space later on, and so I'm definitely not working from top to bottom in a morning till evening fashion. But really, honestly, it was just all about getting the things written down, which at the end of the day is what I need. Now, is there a way to stay better? Absolutely. Now, one of the best tricks for me is to keep my phone handy when planning because I can look for things, as I'm doing right now on the school website, trying to find the schedule, because this week is finals week at the high school, and so the hours are different for school, and only for that particular school, not for my younger son's school. So I'm trying to find the schedule on the website, which I'm in the end not able to do, which is fine. It's really not that big of a deal. I didn't really necessarily need to write it down at that time anyway, but it would have been nice. So that's why keeping my phone handy when I'm planning is often a really good idea because I can find information quickly at just a moment's notice. So I love to keep that as a resource. While I don't plan on my phone and I don't add my activities to my phone, it's just yet another thing that helps keep me organized and keep all of the information I need in one central location. Now, another one of my favorite techniques is to add an icon stamp as sort of the attention getter for an event and alternating the sides that those are on. So as you can see, I used the little medal on the right side and then on the left side the watch. And then again on this particular box, the icon will be on the right again. So alternating back and forth. That really is an eye catcher for me for each particular event. I could absolutely have them on the same side. It would not be a big deal. It wouldn't not keep my attention focused on each particular item. I just really like the way that this way looks, and my eye is sort of trained to go back and forth, back and forth. I like using these boxes for not necessarily important events, but sort of standout events, things that I really do need to notate. And so right here, I am able to write all of the information for a doctor's appointment right in this box, including the address, in addition to the time. And that really is helpful for me so that I can just refer right back to that for the particular doctor's appointment. especially for a new doctor or a new place where you do need the address, because sometimes you might struggle in, or at least I would struggle, let's be clear, in finding where that particular appointment was at, and since I've never been there before. Now, occasionally, one of the difficulties with the color scheme is that you can have a hard time finding a sticker for your needs that goes with the particular color scheme. I didn't actually have that happen here, but I have definitely had that happen in the past where I've set up a color scheme and then I need or want to use a particular type of sticker, but I don't have one that matches that particular color scheme. Now, that's of course where I'll draw in a complementary color for that particular layout. And it's fine, it's really a-okay, but it can definitely be one of the drawbacks if, say, you only have a couple left of a particular type of sticker. Now this stencil is really fun. It's from Scraptastic Club. It is a really heavy duty plastic. It's not like a acetate layover or transparency type thing. It's a heavy plastic, and it's got all of these different lines and little checkbox markers, and you can go through and just trace those for your to-do list. And I love it because if I don't have an ink that matches, or if I want something that looks a little bit different than the stamps that I have, or I don't feel like using a sticker, the stencil is awesome, and it'll go so many different places, and you can make it line up with anything because you can draw as many or as few as you want on that particular space that you have. So it'll line up with lines, it'll line up with whatever based on the fact that you can create whatever you would like to create. Now for this particular section, like I mentioned already, it is my to-do section. And so one of the things that I did was I left, with that stencil, I left that little top section blank so that I could add one of my to-dos with a stamp icon, and then also just writing that little thing with not being on the particular, in the little list portion. And it's really very cute, and I'm really happy with how it turned out, and I can absolutely see myself using this again in the future. This is kind of the first time I've done that, and I really like it. Now over on the left-hand side in that notes section, I'm doing my meal planning this week. One of the things that I have done along in the past is do the meal planning along the bottom of the page, but now that this particular Happy Planner layout does not leave room for the pretty much anything, honestly. The space is very small at the bottom of this layout, so I'm going to have to do my meal planning in the notes section, which is no problem whatsoever. And to be perfectly honest, I could do it in one of those boxes. It wouldn't be a problem at all. It's just that I haven't wrapped my brain around how to do that yet, and by the time I even got to thinking about meal planning, I had already done the week, so it was necessary for me to do it somewhere else. But it's absolutely, there's a lot of different flexibility in this particular layout. Now, as you can see, all I did was I stamped the word menu, and then I used the little fork, knife, and spoon icon. And then I'm going to take a pen and go through and just write the first initial of the day of the week, so MTW, you know, you get it, down through the bottom, and then write the meal based on the activities for the day. So you can see that right there. And I won't fill that in right now because I really need to give it a good look as to what we have going on and what sort of a meal needs to go with that. But that's always how I do my meal planning, is what activities we have that day, because certain dinners lend themselves better to different activities based on the prep time and that sort of thing. Now, I did consider myself done with the first half of this week, but I also forgot a particular little thing that I wanted to notate, so I still needed to add just that. And that happens to me all the time, where I forget something after I'm finished with that portion and I have to go back. And that's kind of one of the really cool things about a paper planner, is that it's really no big deal. I can just go back and add that, and it's easy and it's, pretty much fun. It can be difficult based on the layout that I've chosen or the way that I've added my things, if maybe I need something to go before something else. But that's one of those things, like this particular week, that I try not to worry about it too much, because it is what it is, and it helps me just to get it down on paper and helps me remember some of these little things. Now here's one of the ways that I do the varied to-do list at the bottom of the page, just so that I can have it all changed up, is, on Tuesday I added the full sticker, on Wednesday I used the template, and then on Thursday I added that strip for the to-dos. And it's just fun for me to have something different on each spot. I don't want to have them all be exactly the same. Now, Thursday is, of course, an awesome day because it's the last day of school, and I definitely wanted to do something really awesome to notate. And now, not that that particular sticker saying the last day of school is awesome. I mean, obviously, I could have bought some fabulous sticker or used a stamp or something like that, but it's really big, it's really bold, and it absolutely lets me know that, yep, that's the last day of school. Now I am going through all of these stickers looking for one particular sticker to write finals on, because as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, or earlier in this video, this particular week is finals week at the high school, and so I just wanted to notate that in the planner. And I am looking for one particular sticker sheet. I know exactly which one it is. I just am having a difficult time finding it for some reason. And that's actually unusual, because I usually have a pretty good idea where each sticker sheet is, but there it is. Just those different multicolored pencils, and I'm adding a blue one to stick with my color scheme, to add right there to notate that it's finals. And the thing with that is that it helps me remember too, to be perfectly honest, about pickup times as well, because during a normal schedule, pickup times are totally different. So that's also one of the things to notate for posterity, final schedule, but then also to give my brain a little jump start about when I need to pick up as well. Now here's a perfect example of how I kind of forget to add something to a planner, and I'll have to go back, because see, now I'm going to go ahead and add an event for Friday morning, which is fabulous. I'm super excited about that. However, I've forgotten one for Thursday, which is fine. Again, the beauty of having a paper planner, I'm able to go back and add things at my leisure. Now this is one of my favorite things to do, is to combine stickers and stamping. It's really fun. You can have the best of both worlds. Like you can see there, the stamp is crazy functional, and then I can add a super cute little sticker to go with it. The Scraptastic Club February Plan On It kit came with a really amazing stamp set, and you can get a little glimpse of it right there. It's a 3x4 stamp set, and it has various little check boxes, which are awesome. It has circles and squares and numbers and all kinds of things, but then it had some really fun little header stamps. So like that one in the circle that says "Do It," I find it to be incredibly clever, and like, okay, let's get this done, which I am just a big fan of, functionality. And so that stamp set is a definite favorite for me, and I use it all the time. Now I'm going to move right into the weekend, which is obviously the very best part. And again, this is just so me, being able to use a different sticker. I haven't used it all week. This is the first time I've been able to use one of those little memos, and it's so cute, and it looks perfect right there, and I'm able to write all of the information that I need to write just directly right on that sticker. Now also, I'm going to pull out this set from Sweet Stamp Shop, and it's just a basic tab set. It has all kinds of different boxes and stuff like that in this particular set. It's just really basic, a place for you to write different little events, and I'm going to use it for Sunday morning. And that circle one is one of my most favorite ones. It gets a lot of use. I love the dashed line with the solid line. It's got plenty of room for writing, and then it's got that room to add a little icon. Now these stamps are small, and so one of my other favorite things is to combine the stamp with one of the time stamps from Sweet Stamp Shop, and that stamp set is called Time 4, and it's got, I mean, just like, I don't even know how many stamps on that sheet, 30 or something. It's crazy. It's so many, maybe more than that, to be honest. And I can then stamp the time right there with the icon in that opening, and it leaves more room for writing inside the circle. And it's just definitely a favorite little technique of mine. And sometimes I use some of the bigger Libby and Company stickers, and those fit nicely right in that opening as well. Now this is where I mentioned earlier that I had forgotten something from Thursday and I had moved on already to Friday. And again, that's the beauty of this, is that I can go back and I can add things as necessary, and there's really no harm done. And see, here's how I showed you, or just talked about it, using one of those icon stickers in place of a stamp in that opening. And it's equally as cute as using the stamps, and then it's a little bit different. And for me, I love that because the stamps used on the same page twice, but they both look totally different, and I love that. Now it's time to add a little bit of fun washi tape to this particular week, just to give a little bit of decoration, nothing crazy. I definitely do not go overboard with the washi tape, but you know what? I wanted to use this Queen and Company baseball washi and then this Bella Boulevard cloud washi on this particular layout. They go with the color scheme. They're both adorable and one of my favorites. And like I said already, I don't do a whole lot of decorating just for the sake of decorating. Most of it is decorative and functional both at the same time. And so just to add a couple of small strips of washi tape really does it for me. Now all I have left to do is stamp for the next week portion down on the Sunday evening slot, and I will really be pretty much finished with this whole thing and be able to move on. So thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave me a thumbs up. That lets me know that you enjoyed my layout, and it also lets YouTube know what you like to see. Thank you so much, and make it a great day.